Hello everyone, and thank you. Welcome to my channel. I would just like to firstly start by thanking and acknowledging Dr. John Campbell, who has his own YouTube channel, for sharing the information that I'm using in this particular video. Today's video is generated by some real concerns that I have regarding a medical condition. For those that have watched my channel previously, you may be well aware that I am one of the 35 million people plus that are suffering a condition called long COVID. However, I see many medical authorities and doctors that I've spoken to that say that really, for accuracy, it would be more right to call this condition long vaccine, as they believe that the majority of the problems have been stemmed by the vaccines used during the pandemic. For me, this condition severely restricts what I can and what I cannot do. I do suffer from acute extreme fatigue and other associated problems associated with this particular health problem. I did hope that I was going to fully recover from it and in due course, but you know, I've been struggling with this now for over 1 year, and I'm beginning to think maybe this is not going to happen, and maybe my improvements won't happen. We'll have to see on that. I hope they do, and I hope to spend some time around still ahead of me. The big problem is that this condition doesn't only affect persons like me of seniors, old age, etc. It affects the whole populace of the world, actually. All those that have been vaccinated against the problem. There's many countries, the States, Australia, New Zealand, many countries are building up a population that are suffering from the after effects of the vaccines. As I say, in many ways, I've been fortunate because I've had a good life, and it's only in my later years that it's become a real problem for me. And who was to know that this pandemic would develop in the first place? So I would like to play you two short video clips. The first one is a question raised in Parliament at the end of January, Wednesday, the 31st of January, I believe, by an MP who is a champion of trying to bring the problem out into the open and has been silenced by many authorities to stop him talking about this. In fact, he's about to lose his seat, I believe, because he's been so outspoken about the problem. The first video is related to a question that he asked in Parliament, and the response given by the Prime Minister to that question is of huge interest. And that's the first aspect.
Can the current Prime Minister think of anything he has promoted in partnership with huge businesses as safe and effective, which has ultimately harmed the British people? And will he use this opportunity to correct that safe and effective statement, or will he choose the same line as Tony Blair, sit back, do nothing, and let the misery just continue to pile up?
He was more broadly insinuating, let me be unequivocal from this dispatch box, that COVID vaccines are safe, Mr. Speaker.
The second clip now is from GB News, which was running an election campaign on behalf of the Conservative Party, and the Prime Minister was there to answer general questions from the public. And this particular question that was raised, you will see yourself in the video, created a little bit of havoc.
Hi, Rishi Sunak. I've got so much to say, but such little time. My name is John Watt, and I'm one of the COVID vaccine injured in this country. I want you to look into my eyes, Rishi Sunak, and I want you to look at the pain, the trauma, and the regret I have in my eyes. We have been left with no help at all. Not only am I in here that's vaccine injured, there's another man over there whose life's been ruined by that COVID-19 vaccine. I know people who have lost legs, amputations. I know people with heart conditions like myself, Rishi Sunak. Why have I had to set up a support group in Scotland to look after the people that have been affected by that COVID-19 vaccine? Why are the people who are in charge, who told us all to do the right thing, have left us all to rot and left me and the thousands and the tens of thousands in this country to rot? Rishi Sunak, look me in the eye. When are you going to start to do the right thing? The vaccine damage payment scheme is not fit for purpose. In Scotland right now, according to the yellow card system, there are over 30,000 people that have had an adverse reaction to that vaccine and 200 deaths.
John, thank you very much indeed for your question.
It's time for you to start doing the right thing, Mr. Rishi Sunak and the rest.
You've made a really strong point, John. Prime Minister.
Yeah, John, well, I'm very sorry to hear about your personal circumstances, and you said someone over here also seems to have suffered by a similar thing. Now, obviously, I don't know about the individual situation that you're in.
We're silenced.
Well,
on social media and everything.
Okay.
We are silenced. We are the most silenced people in this country.
Silence in the press because my story in the press had to go to the government for comment, and they made them take all the stuff out.
Forgive me both.
I know, I'm happy. No one.
Okay.
John, no one is saying. No one's saying you are.
Yeah. Okay.
I've lost my house, my wife, and a successful career.
And sir, you raised some very valid points, I'm sure. What I've got to say is, though, we haven't got you on microphone, and as you know, we've got to get through this. I'm sure we can raise your points with the Prime Minister at a later date. But in the meantime, Prime Minister, if you could cover the issue.
I'm very happy to. So look, there is a vaccine compensation scheme that's in place, as you alluded to, in the NHS. Obviously, everyone individually will work through their cases. It's difficult for me to comment on anyone's individual case. I'm sure you'll appreciate that. I'm very happy to go and look at the cases, and I'm sure you'll get them to the team here. I mean, I'm very saddened and shocked to hear that you've been silenced by anybody. That is surprising to me. So please do get your details to Stephen and the team, and I will happily take that away. Of course, you should be able to speak about your experience, what's happened to you. And as I said, we have a compensation scheme in place for that, and I'll make sure that we're working through that. Obviously, I think you'll appreciate it's hard for me to comment on your specific circumstances, just not knowing them, and those things are...
Forgive me, sir, we haven't got a microphone on this, so our viewers and listeners won't be able to hear.
I think the last thing I'd say is, we went through a pandemic like everyone else. At the points when it came to the vaccine, those decisions were always taken on the basis of medical advice from our medical experts to tell us as politicians, who are obviously not doctors, about how best to roll out the vaccine, what was in the public health interest, the priority order, how that should be done, who should be eligible. That was something that the doctors recommended on, and that's something that we followed. Now, obviously, if there are individual circumstances which haven't worked out, then that's why we have the compensation scheme in place, and I'll make sure that we follow up on your cases.
OK, Prime Minister, thank you. Gents, both of you, do give us your details. We will get that to the Prime Minister, and as he said, he will, I'm sure, look at that for you. In the meantime, let's move on to another question.
So there you have it. There's the videos that I wanted you to see, and the reason I'd like you to see them is to increase your awareness, and hopefully you will increase others' awareness by passing it round, sharing this video, perhaps commenting. Every little bit helps, because we need to make these large pharmaceutical companies face up to their responsibilities and stop hiding behind their huge cash reserves, which I believe they are doing at this moment in time. You make your own opinion up. Thank you very much. Look forward to seeing you in a future video. Bye for now.